So we talked a lot about type 2 diabetics, but what about non-diabetics? I feel like this will be a less of a question, or maybe it won't. I don't know. We'll find out here in a moment. But I think a lot of people, maybe there's two camps. I feel like if you're non-diabetic, why you would maybe get a CGM. One is maybe you're pre-diabetic and you literally are trying to live the preventative lifestyle and trying to not ever get that A1C that's above 6.5, right? Because that's the pre-diabetes line, and A1C 6.5.
Mm.
Or maybe you're a fitness enthusiast and without any judgment, you have the liquid capability in terms of cash, as well as then freedom to ability to buy other gadgets, really nice running watches or whoops or other fitness enthusiasts, without any judgment of those people, one way or the other. Those would be the two people that I could think of as a non-diabetic who would maybe want to consider a CGM. Is there anyone else in your mind who would maybe?
I mean, fitness enthusiast, but I think also that kind of goes right along with that is just like health nuts in general. Like people,
Yeah.
maybe people who aren't necessarily like gung ho about performance, but are more gung ho about like, hey, am I metabolically healthy? Is this diet working really well for me? Because I'm like super hyped about this diet. I feel really good, but is my body reflecting that sort of thing?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so fitness enthusiasts as well as maybe just health conscious people.
Yeah.
So let's since we just talked about them, what about those? Is it worth those people to? Let's not talk about the ethical conversation of insurance should pay for it, because we're having a hard enough time paying for ourselves.
Yeah.
So we'll leave that conversation uh, either off the record or for another time or something like that,
Yeah.
or not even for us because we're not insurance experts, right? But if these people want to go through third party administrators or just have access to this, should they? What do you think about those types of people wearing our robot parts?
Yeah, I mean, I love it because I'm very much right there with them as far as like wanting to know as much about my body as possible, because you can sometimes trick yourself into thinking that you're feeling great when you're
Mm-hmm.
actually not really feeling optimal.
Mm-hmm.
And so having that information is really nice to see. Okay, yeah, my body is working really well, and yeah, I am feeling pretty good. So everything's matching up. And at the same time, like being able to see, again, just like what we said with the type ones and type twos, to see what lifestyle, what diet, what form of exercise is working best for you. And that just gives you more data. So whether you're looking at strictly like I guess a complete metabolic panel to see how your body's functioning there, that's obviously good information. But then just to see how your blood sugar is throughout the day is really nice information to have, to see, hey, how is my body responding? Because like what we talked about with Don in our last episode, and he uses that information to see when he's under stress, and therefore he says, hey, my body is stressed right now, I'm going to try to remove that stress. So whether that's for him stopping running and just taking a break, or whatever it is, like somebody thinks, hey, I do fine getting 3 hours of sleep a night, I feel fine, but then they have a CGM on them, and then they see that their blood sugars are just all out of whack throughout the day, and then they're like, oh, let's try sleeping, 8 hours for a week, and then they see, hey, my blood sugar is working really well, and I feel a ton better, even though I thought I was feeling really good.
Shots fired, Grady. um, yeah, I was about to bring up the sleeping example. People can easily trick themselves thinking they can run off 3 to 5 hours of sleep and feel great. But if you have this data, you might find out otherwise and then act differently.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, if you're somebody who's health conscious and you want to make a change, um, you know, hopefully there's a situation where they can, um, get access to it. I don't think as type 1 diabetics, which is majority of people listen to this, or type 2s, or anyone, I don't think there should be any kind of anger or frustration on seeing someone who's not diabetic wearing it, because it's technology for anyone to be able to get better in their health. Majority of Americans aren't type 2 diabetic or aren't diabetic, it's leading that way, but majority of Americans are almost overweight and obese.
Hmm.
And so, meaning more people than not need to probably start learning a little bit more about their health and start making changes. And for the reasons we've talked about, somebody in one of the two type 2 diabetic camps earlier, if somebody's a non-type 2 diabetic and they want to, maybe they don't have diabetes, but they have Hashimoto's, and they know that their blood sugar might be affected, but they don't actually have pre-diabetes. Why should that person not,
Yeah.
be curious on what their blood sugar is doing, even if it's for 90 to 45 to 90 days?
Yeah. Or like there's a lot of people that struggle with low blood sugar because whether it's because they don't eat enough or eat often enough or whatever that is, they can use this information to figure out what type of diet, what type of eating frequency, how much they can eat, how much they should eat based off of that CGM data and saying, hey, my blood sugar is staying pretty level when I eat like this, but
Mhm.
when I go, hours without eating, man, I drop really low. Or when I eat only carbohydrates, it spikes, but then it goes right back down. And so I need to do something different.
Right.